Good evening, Ruskin Jewers. Happy to Rex. It's time for the predictions video. Yesterday was the second week of January for 2025, and in this video, we're going to look at all of these skins that are accepted today and try and figure out which of these skins potentially might be the best investment for this week, which of these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. So sit back, relax, and let's start yapping. Right, so before we consider what's looking to be a nice investment, we have to be aware of this. We're going through post-Christmas at the moment. Wonderful time. Lots of skins selling for a lovely price. I'm sure many of you have been selling your skins for some sweet, delicious profit. Props to you. But whilst we're, progressing with our lovely, lovely profits and whatnot, I have to give you a heads up. Just around the corner, we're about to enter February, March, April time. It's expected, and this is a routine that happens every single year. We're going to see less people playing the game. Sorry to say, but people are going to go back to school. They're going to go back to work properly, and, they're going to have to commit to that. So we're not going to see as many people playing. Over the past few months, it's been absolutely amazing, but now we're going to go steer towards the Easter dip. So springtime, February, March and April, do not be surprised with less people playing. There's less demand for skins and skin prices will go down. Consider looking at your inventories right now. Consider making some sales whilst you can for some sweet, delicious profit, because it's not going to last forever, and we have to anticipate that. We have to be prepared for that. So with all the skins today, whilst some of them look very appealing, yes, in the long term, they very likely will flourish. Don't forget, we also have the summer to look forward to. And in the summer, we are expecting the jungle biome. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be very hyped up for that. So taking that into consideration, yes, we expect prices to drop off a bit initially for the first few months after this. But then, summertime, June, July, August, I'm looking forward to it. And then, of course, we had to go through the autumn-fall seasonal dip again, but then all over again post-Christmas and whatnot. Hooray! So it just happens over and over and over again. I'm sure you understand this by now. Let's get started then. Out of all these skins, what looks like it's going to work out as a potentially very nice investment for the future? I'm going to look at Ramen Large Wood Box. So, yes, this is actually a version 2, and that's important. Why do you bring that up? Because it was essentially just a resubmission. So whilst we've seen this work out and be accepted, please be aware that FaZe also happens to have a sheet metal double door. He also happens to have a wooden double door. He has a vending machine and an armoured door. What's stopping him from just resubmitting that as a version 2? What's the likelihood we could see them being accepted fairly soon? So with the arrival of the large wood box today, have you noticed that the sheet metal door and the garage door went up in price a fair bit? Let's go ahead and take a look at both of these real quickly. Because as you can see, this is now selling at $2.87 with only 12 listings left. And this is now sitting here at $9.50 with only 15 listings left. Things are looking very interesting. Let's put it that way. So at the very least, in the short term, we could see even more of this. We could see even more deplorables, and the collection could grow even further. So that is definitely looking very appealing. Taking that into consideration, you'd think, all right, yeah, everything will work out fine, right? But I did just say a minute ago, don't be surprised if we have a bit of a drop-off in terms of interest. However, if you see that being mentioned in a Wildrum video in the future, maybe it might get bought out again, just saying, exactly like the garage door. But anyway, with that, maybe we don't see that many large wood boxes being accepted this year, take into consideration what we had in 2024. We had a lot of boxes not only given to us for free as a Twitch drop, but many of them were accepted in Rust stores. Now, at the moment, some of them have improved. Very nice to see. Give it some time, they'll go back down in price again. However, if it's a lot more quieter for large boxes this year, hopefully we'll see maybe some improvement. But at the very least, purely for that, things are looking very interesting. All right. It is abnormal. We can wait to do the abnormals on Wednesday night next week. We can approach that, do the abnormal barders first, look at the support afterwards, then make considerations. But I'm thinking that's looking to be in a very interesting spot. So I've given you all the information for that. Let's talk about the next skin. I think I'm going to talk about Baby Hippo Rock. It's fat, squishy, and, well, look at that face. How can you say no? So, yeah, in reference to that recent hippo, the little baby hippo that's... everyone keeps talking about it. We have a little Baby Hippo Rock now. Now, potentially on the horizon, maybe this gets turned into a brand new collection. Maybe we get some Hippo deplorables and whatnot. It's up to the skin creators. But I've got to point this out. When it comes to rock skins, the ones that work out best are the cute animal ones. Recently, we had a polar bear rock being accepted for Christmas. Out of all the Christmas skins, that's one of them that's currently performing the best in terms of actually retaining its value. Yeah, it's gone down in price. Christmas has come and gone. Don't be surprised by that. Harbour Seal Rock doing very nicely. And then over to here, Pug Rock, Hamster Rock. You can see that there's a bit of a theme here. Now look at all the other skins. You might notice, oh, they're kind of down in price at the moment. Yeah. So with what we see over here, Baby Hippo Rock, I mean, it's not exactly the top selling skin out of the batch, is it? Maybe it doesn't sell too insanely. Maybe when we look at this again next week, because it is also abnormal, that likely will end up not selling too much. And perhaps, yeah, maybe it'll dip down in price a little bit over the course of February, March, and April. But for the summer of 2025, maybe we could see that rise up in price ever so nicely. Kind of like how the Harbour Seal Rock kind of rebounded and went up in price pretty quickly. So remember, that did 19,000 subscribers. Still worked out perfectly. But what about you? Are you going to sell as much? Are you going to sell a fair bit less? And remember, if it sells less, all the better for it to rise up in price in the future. So, okay, cool. Cute animal rocks. That seems to work out very nicely. What about the remaining skins? I think by default, I'm going to mention the Shogun Tier 3. Perfectly fine looking set. Keep an eye out for this. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing some Tier 2 or hoodie and pants being produced in the near future. Keep an eye on the workshop. Produced by Graham Crumb and Little Ranger. Now that's an interesting detail to bring up. I've mentioned it in my Rust rotation video. I'm going to mention it here again. This is the very first of a proposed clothing and armour set. The Tier 3. What can we expect next? Tier 2, hoodie and pants. Just said that. But please be aware of this. In the past, Little Ranger also made the Abyss collection. Now, Abyss Collection right now is doing very, very good. You can see the many skins they've produced in the past, but specifically, look at the Tier 3 here, all right? If anything, I should just specifically looked at Abyss Collection. Sorry about that. So, yes, here we go. Right now, post-Christmas, these skins are doing very nicely, but look what happened to the armour. It started off with Tier 3, but then it went down in price. What's going on? Well, when this first came out, this did about 30,000 subscribers each, but then when Tier 2 came out, it did about 16,000 subscribers. When the hoodie and pants came out, it did about 14,000 subscribers. There's too many of these compared to Tier 2 and hoodie and pants. But how could we have known? We couldn't. We would never have guessed. Now, half the reason why that kind of happened was because these came out like a month after. No, it was actually 2 months after, and then this came out even more later. So it didn't really help out this. Anyway, keep an eye on the sales here. Maybe it sells fairly reasonably. About 10 to 15,000 subscribers. All right, that should be fine. And of course, if we do see Shogun hoodie and pants or Tier 2 being produced and accepted, by default, when a new core piece is accepted, the pre-existing core pieces will spike in demand, spike in price. We saw this happen fairly recently with Commando. When the hoodie and pants when the Tier 2 was accepted, hoodie and pants, Tier 3 spiked in price very, very nicely. We saw that happen and we enjoyed that. And the exact same thing could happen to this. So keep your eyes open on the workshop. Will we see more Shogun skins being produced? Even if it's boots and gloves, that's also a very nice thing to look forward to. So keep an eye out. By default, we could see more of this clothing and armour collection. Right, moving on. Redemption M39. So this is more of a question of how often are you using M39s in-game? Take that into consideration. Redemption collection, fairly in demand, as you can see. Quite a bit of positivity here and there. Clothing and armour's a bit, Maybe we'll get some hoodie and pants in the future. Keep an eye out. Now, for this, it's very special. What's so special about it? It's got a transparent aim sight, like so. Yeah, very noticeable. Now, last year, we had the Apocalypse Nomad M39. That sold reasonably, and for a decent amount of time, it was in the positive. Right now, it's down a bit in price. It is what it is. But this is probably maybe due to the fact that it might not be used as much as you think. Like in comparison to the SAR, Redemption SAR, as I can show you right here, that's doing a very good job of retaining its price at the moment. Used enough, not too hard to actually get the weapon itself. Therefore, if there's demand, price is going to hold up nicely. So, for this design, at $3, do you think everything's going to be alright? Again, look at all the other M39s. This might not sell too ridiculously, but even then, it could still go down in price. As we scroll down, you may recall, Tempered M39, yep, sold for $4. Right now, it's sitting here around $3. So there's still enough, interest to use it to keep the price up, but it still went down because the high price is fairly hard for it to maintain. I don't know what's going to happen to this perfectly. I can see it perhaps being a very nice thing to do a good barter on, but I can't guarantee it's going to work out perfectly fine in the future. Now, I do expect more Redemption weapon skins to be produced and accepted potentially in the future. Yeah, I can easily see that. It's been successful over the past two or so years. But, yeah, for something that doesn't get that many skins, it's kind of awkward to try and figure this out. So I can't sit here and say no, but I can't sit here and say yes. But a smart barter, fairly low price, maybe it could still work out perfectly fine. That is abnormal. We could do our abnormal barters first, then we can make considerations afterwards. Right, so moving on from here, what's also looking to be pretty appealing. I guess I could talk about the Protector Sheet Matador. It's got an interesting design with transparency and glow in the dark, which you can see perfectly fine in my Rust rotation video. But in that very same portion of the video, I also compare this with Juggernaut Sheet Matador, Bombshell Sheet Matador, and of course Brutalist Sheet Matador. Why is that? Well, they also have glow in the dark and transparency, and well, they're kind of more approachable. So take for example, last year we saw the Juggernaut Sheet Matador. That has just the same amount of transparency. That is also much brighter at night time if you like that. But here's the thing, this is currently on the Steam market at $1.10. This Protector Sheet Matador is selling at $3. Huh. Now you get it. And if I could scroll down a little bit more, here's the Bombshell Sheet Matador. This has more transparency, it glows perfectly fine, and it's only 50 cents more on the Steam market. And it's been around for a fairly long time that the bars in it are like super like strong, so it's definitely going to maintain its price in the foreseeable future. So that's reliable. And then if you want to spend a little bit more money, you could go ahead and buy the Brutalist Sheet Matador, which has the most transparency, top, bottom, sides, you name it, it's all there, and it also glows in the dark. So here's the problem with the Protector Sheet Matador. There's other options out there. Yes, the prices may vary, but in terms of options and whatnot, people are going to still look at them, and that very likely will negatively affect this. So, how much will this sell? Probably not that much, especially with its position at the moment, but at the moment I can't give you a solid answer for that. But maybe it does work out quite nicely. Maybe we do see some more Protector skins being produced and made, and maybe it does flourish as a collection. With the arrival of this today, this did go up in price a little bit more, so nice to see. But sheet matadors and single sheet doors, they do behave differently. That might have worked out okay at the moment, but this, just to remind all of you, all the sheet matadors that came out in 2024, are they all right? So many of them were accepted and introduced. We do have a few currently in the positive now, but that's post-Christmas right now, isn't it? It's the best time to sell your skins. For pretty much the majority of 2024, all of them were down in price, every single one. So I'm looking at you, and I'm a bit worried. A $3 price is fairly hard to maintain, and there's definitely going to be even more sheet matadors. And also, we recently just had the Crowley sheet matador. That was going away for free, literally like a month or so ago. Transparency and glow in the dark. I'm just saying. So maybe people just don't need it, but maybe a sheer lack of sales could lead to it working out quite nicely. It's abnormal. We can wait until next Wednesday. Okay, cool. Now with the remaining skins, I think I'll talk about Rat King AK47. I like the design. It looks cool. I know a lot of people do appreciate these rat skins, just saying. It's a standard normal aim sight, perfectly fine, and I could see the skin creator turning this into a very nice collection. But AK-47s as investments. However, the Rat King, come on now, that sounds cool, and it's got an awesome looking design. I think it could work out quite nicely, but still, it's going to go below its trust or price. It's inevitable. I'm very sorry to say that, but yeah. If you're looking at this and thinking that's awesome, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support that skin creator, keep them nice and motivated, keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. But with AK-47s, how many did we see being introduced last year? A lot. And you're about to see all of them right now. So yeah, look at how many of them are in the negative at the moment. Only a few are currently in the positive. And unfortunately, this Rat King AK-47 is very likely to be one of them that's going to be in the negative in the future. Sorry to say, but you've probably seen this more than enough by now. So yeah, let's move on. Now, with the remaining skins, Gold Chains Backpack... I worry for this, mainly due to its price, and I really don't know what's going to happen next. Now, maybe it sells hardly anything, and that could work out perfectly fine for it, but come on now, ever since we've had backpacks being introduced, every single week since then, we've had a backpack accepted in a Rust store, alright? So next week, keep an eye open, you'll probably see another one. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, well, fair enough, but that's gold. Surely gold's going to be alright, right? Well, no. We've seen things like gold ponchos and doors and whatnot, and then they went down in price very quickly. Now, I do believe there's like a large box that's currently doing all right. Fair enough. But this right here, I mean, what does it go with? Because I know we have the Gold Chains collection, but it consists of 2 gloves and a poncho. Just to point this out right now. Maybe we do see some more of this Gold Chains collection getting actually accepted this year. But I should remind you, they did submit Tier 2 and hoodie and pants and it wasn't accepted. But now they accept a backpack. So that high price, it doesn't really match up with anything. Yeah, okay, maybe it'll be a very funny thing to walk around with. Fair enough, but I don't think it's going to maintain interest. I do believe there will be more backpacks, and that's going to be a worry because there's going to be other options. I can see it going below its trust or price. But with a sheer lack of interest, as you can see at the moment, sorry to say, maybe it ends up becoming the lowest selling backpack that we have in the game. keep an eye out for that. That very likely could happen. Maybe then it works out nicely. We shall see. All right, so keep an eye on it. But yeah, by all means, if you like it, go buy one for yourself. If you're looking at it as an investment, it's abnormal. Wait until next Wednesday. Look at the sales, then make a consideration. Cool. Now, with the tools and the SAR, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if they go down to around $1. SARs are not exactly super reliable. What makes you say that? Take a quick look. There you go. So many of them introduced last year, so many of them down in price. It's fine for what it is, but we need to see more of the collection. And then with the No Mercy tools, No Mercy is one of the largest collections in this game. But unfortunately, you take one quick look at all the pickaxe skins that are currently in the game that came out over the past couple of years, and you'll see pretty much nearly every single one of them down to $1. And then you take a look at all the hatchets, and again, pretty much nearly every single one of them down to around $1. Now, disregard that one. It's being manipulated. It's not actually worth that price. Give it another month or so, it'll go down again. So yeah, all of these, there's no interest. People do not care about tool skins. I'm very sorry to say that, but you can see the behaviour. If everybody else isn't really chasing after them, should you? Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, that was everything. I hope that was nice, concise, and straight to the point. Is there anything to look forward to in the future? Well, I did say it a little bit earlier. There are now mentions of the jungle biome on the commits page. So always keep an eye on the commits to be well aware of what's coming out in the future. Snakes, blowpipe, yeah, summertime probably. But yeah, jungle biome is now mentioned right over to here somewhere. I'm going to find it in a second. There you go, there. So keep an eye on this. Jungle ruins, some sort of temple, tigers, crocodiles, panthers, I think monkeys. Yep, lots of interesting things. Swingable trees was mentioned quite some time back as well, so lots of interesting things to look forward to, and I'm pretty sure a lot of very interested people will be wanting to jump in the summertime when they likely introduce that. But for next month, for the February Force Wipe, we are going to see the primitive game mode being introduced. We don't know all the rules yet, but I'm pretty sure it's just basically no guns. Does that mean we're going to see a lot more interest in crossbows, swords? We shall see. But I can point this out right now. A lot of the night clothing has been bought out. So if I go look at night hoodies, not only has Knights Templar been bought out, Heavy Knight has also been bought out. We have got a good look at what the Night Armor DLC looks like. So if I quickly go over to here, type in Face Punch blog, and you'll see in the most recent blog post, they quite literally showcased it as one of the main images here, right there. So does that consist of early armor? It certainly looks like it. Where's the hoodie and pants? Well, there you go. People are going to need to buy some. So next month, when we see the update come out, you might see those hoodie and pants suddenly going up in demand because people need them to go with that. All right, cool. There you go. So something nice to look forward to. Best of luck with you and your investments in 2025. And I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and a lovely New Year. I know, kind of forgot already gone through this, but now you actually see my face. Hello. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.